Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a warm welcome to all of you at AMD Skyesports Pro League powered by Router. This is me, Darshita, and alongside I have my co-caster Lucifer. But Lucifer, let me ask you this: do you
Mhm.
know why are we here?
I mean, I think our audience also know they've been waiting for this day. It is the decider day, it's the judgment day, it's the champions day, it is the grand finals. Day 5, the last day where we'll be crowning our champions of this AMD Sky Esports Pro League powered by Router, and that's what we are waiting for. It has been an amazing journey, Darshita. But who are those champions who are going to be lifting the trophy? We have no idea still because the competition is so close.
So amazing, so exciting, so many adjectives to use. But
Oh,
at this
yes.
moment, all of our eyes are set on that hashtag one title. Who's going to take back the trophy? Who's going to take a prize pool of 5 lakh? Who's going to take the title of AMD Sky Sports Pro League powered by Router? And so much more. So, as you said, it's the last day, it's the decider day with four maps set for all of us as the caster, as the audience, and for players as well.
Exactly. And along with that, to kind of, I would say, bring in a little bit of a surprise and also make the game even more exciting, there is going to be a slight change in the schedule. We are not going to be talking about it now. You're going to be seeing it once the schedule is up on our screens. But Darshita, can we even believe we started from semi-finals? It's the grand final day 5 today. I feel like we just started yesterday and the journey is already about to be over. I'm unable to, I would say, believe that.
Something I'll be honest with you, this day is something I was waiting for such a long time,
Mhm.
because after all this long journey and everything, as you said, we started with semi-finals. I was waiting for this day, but let's just move further with our discussions. What is this competition all about? For the last time, ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the prize pool split. The total prize pool of 10 lakh rupees. As I said, champions get almost the 50% of it, not almost, complete 50%, as 5 lakhs is something they'll be taking it back. 2 lakhs 50,000 for the second place, and the third place gets 1 lakh for themselves.
Ah, the prizes is going to be distributed today, Darshita. We are going to be having our idea about who those teams are going to be, how much can they actually walk away with, and as I said, right, is the teams that in the top 4 positions, top 6 positions that we saw on day 4, are they going to be the same as of day 6? I mean, sorry, day 5. There can be a lot of changes because it's the last day, it's a do or die situation, and in these kind of, I would say, pressurized moments, a lot of the players and teams perform completely unbelievably, and that means that they give it their all, and that's the reason anything can change. It is all, yes, valuable because you have a champion set along with the prize, but it is always about the bragging rights. Irrespective of how much ever the prize is, it's always about calling yourself the champions. And as I did say, the change, the surprise that is going to be there in the final day's schedule. It's going to be starting on Miramar. The map we as casters and viewers love is because of all the explosions that keep happening, irrespective of the grenades, vehicles, and people tumbling down. But it is going to be a one tough battle to start off the final day.
Tough battle. That's the Battle of Miramar. Then we head back to the vanilla map, as you keep on saying, Erangel. Miramar again, and the last, but not the least in this entire journey of AMD Sky Sports Pro League, that's gonna be Erangel once again. So excited I am right now that I can't even explain you in words, but you know what is the biggest change right now? A 1 day gap.
Mm-hmm.
The break
Oh,
and build of
yes.
momentum is where it is either gonna get started or ended with a break that all we had.
The break is gonna be a huge shift in momentum because I understand it is also, as you said, Darshita, it's gonna be kind of a situation where these teams wanted it, but also giving a lot of the other teams a chance to kind of re-strategize themselves, rework on their plays, rework on their drops, rework on their rotations, rework on how they adapt to the circle. So this break can be a maker or a breaker for a lot of these teams, but all these 16 grand finalists deserve to be here in the AMD Sky Esports Pro League powered by Router.
Starting it off, it is TSM, 7C, OR, Hyderabad Hydras, Enigma Gaming, CHEMIN ESPORTS, Celsius, Big Brothers, Blind, Team Insane, Orangutan, Walkouts, Entity, but, but, ladies and gentlemen, this is where everything lies at the end of the day. Because if you do not have placement, if you do not have finishes, you are nowhere in the overall standing. Finishes and placements, that's one finish gives you 1 point, but one hashtag one position, my bad, will give you 15 points. A huge difference, right?
Hmm. It will be a huge difference if any of these teams are able to get 15 points for themselves in terms of placement. A couple of them, they're already doing that. They're getting chicken dinners for themselves. They're running away with it. But there are a couple of teams who are performing brilliantly, and they're completely, I would say, going bonkers in terms of the finishes. As we see, finish is only going to be amounting for one per finish. It's not going to be enough if you are unable to take 10 finishes per map and getting eliminated at the 8th or the 12th position, or even later on. Then it will amount. If you have double digits in terms of finish points, it is okay. But if you're unable to get 10 finish points, then it means that you should not be eliminated early. Why is it going to be mattering? Is because these overall rankings, overall standings can still change in these last upcoming four matches. CHEMIN standing tall at the first position with 197. 19 points is going to be the difference from Enigma Gaming. So Enigma also knows what they have to do, and they have a clear, I would say, idea about the number of points they need to take. But look at this. The third position is going to be Team Walkouts. They are also looking forward to the champions title. The possibility is still there. Yes, I understand there's a difference of 37 points, but that's still one or two maps, I would say, putting together. If they're able to pull up a 37 pointer game, they can still make it happen. But it's not going to be easy. But as I said, it's not going to be easy. We see the second page, Darshita. These teams, it's going to be very tough for them today.
Okay. Either do it today itself, or that's gonna be done and dusted. 7C on the ninth. Then we have TSM, OR, Celsius, Tactical, Hyderabad Hydras, Marcos Gaming, and Blind Official. 197 for Kemin Cod, and last we have it's Blind with 53 points. Just 3 marks up, I would say, from the half century mark. But again, these teams, I don't know what more do I discuss about them right now, because it all depends on the performance they give on the last day. Because we have seen this happening right now when these teams, they are sure that they ain't getting the hashtag one, hashtag two, or hashtag three for themselves. They'll be looking forward to snatch it away from the teams that are at the top itself. But we'll have that discussion more on the casted as itself. Let's talk more about the top five fraggers, because it's the last day. Insane Neo with 30 finishes, Delta PG 29, Workouts UR, that's 27, Ninja Jod 26, and Justin with 25.
Oh my god, these teams, these players, they're kind of, I would say, playing with our minds as well. And if we as casters are unable to put things together, just imagine how tough it's going to be for all these players and teams fighting it out on every map, Darshita. It's not at all going to be easy. And especially that we were also having this discussion behind the scenes, in the meaning that before the stream started, that I'm really liking where we are seeing this competition and the level of competition be at even in the last day. You can see the teams who are kind of very close to the top six positions and who are also a little bit further away. You can see a couple of their players top fragging. So I did also mention that I hope, I mean, you might take me kind of, how would that even happen? That should not be the case, but the possibility is there because those specific players, as you can see, Neo, there's also Ninja Jot, they're completely out fragging. So I think the possibility is there that the teams who are not in the top can stand a chance to get that MVP position. But before that, let's see, for starting it off today, the teams and their cameras on how they're getting prepared. Is there, I would say, kind of chaos already inside their minds, or is it going to be like tactical team having fun because they know the mind needs to be clear, and that's where you can actually bring in new things during the game. If your mind is completely clear of any worries, you can bring a lot. But we are about to start and take the flight up, head over to our flight path and see this first match of the grand finals, decider day, judgment day on Miramar, Darshita. And this is also a map that you do love because of the chaos that it brings in.
I am excited. I am just so excited right now. And so are the players. Look
Oh
at that. All
yes.
jolly faces that we do have, but a bit late on the fly path. I guess the flight path is looking good with the opportunities players are getting, and so is the very first zone already on our screens. Looks like we have a drop clash down there. Look at that. Two teams already having a clash between themselves as who is going to be the one dominating this fight. But on the other side, if you talk about the play zone, Sam, right now, more than 50% teams are finding themselves good inside the play zone. So the probability chances of having the fight at the beginning itself is comparatively low, not completely, because as I said, we do have a drop clash happening down there.
There is a drop clash, and this is Miramar. It kind of shouldn't happen on Miramar, but that's our, I would say, request or our thought that it shouldn't happen. It is happening because here you get a chance to isolate players, and I think that's the advantage that these players are taking off. That they want to make sure they completely take, as we say, right, in Miramar you have to gain a lot of space, a lot of information, and the only way to have that information is going to be taking players down from various other teams to make sure that there is a lot of area for you and your teammates to run around and also grab loot at. But looking at the map, there can be a couple of drop clashes, but it looks like teams are playing very cautiously. They know the level of competition that we are in. It is the last day. Anything can happen. There can be new teams coming up to the top spot, denying points to teams such as ENIGMA, CHEMIN, as well as WALKOUTS, and make their position to the top three and snatch those positions away. So every team is playing very slow. But close to Chuma Sera, we are seeing two teams. I think that is OG as well as WALKOUTS. And I think that's where the fight is about to start. And yes, it's actually not OG. It's going to be Team Forever versus WALKOUTS. And Abrar, we saw, he's in a vehicle. He's taking a little bit of a time to meet up with his teammates. But before that happens, there can be a situation where maybe Team Forever eliminate them. But Team Forever, they've understood that not everybody has loot and ammo, and that's the reason they're heading over into a compound and a house or anything they then find where they can actually grab up, I would say, grab up themselves and be ready for the upcoming fights.
Going to be the most important factor, right? The topics that you talked about right now, having loots, having ammos, and everything is the most important factor when you talk about fight. Now, as you see, the 4-on-4 surviving players, they are looking good with the compound they have. This fight, it is being completely denied. Look at that. No one right now is looking forward to, have some damages, lose their players or anything else. On the other side, you talk about TSM. Again, a split is something that, we are spectating on our screens. Look at the Aquanox with that Scarel. That's a level 1 helmet. So, the more the loot, the good the fights are. So these teams, they need to focus on that. They got a vehicle to work around with, so that's gonna be a bit of easy for them to regroup. But they need to make sure that the regrouping is done right and on point, because again, right, when the zone is shrinking and you are in that regrouping stage, you can be caught off guard by any team, and that may get you into a difficult spot.
Difficult situations is going to be a lot happening today because teams will be pushed into it, and especially starting off on Miramar, it's going to be kind of chaotic. Teams have to re-strategize, think about it twice in wherever they're heading over to, and also they have to expect, they should always have something in the back of their mind that fight can be started from any direction, and for that reason they have to be kind of having eyes everywhere. They need to stick on to eyes in terms of all the 360 degrees back on their head, along the side their, and everywhere, on top of their ears, however you want to call it. And it might seem weird when you say eyes everywhere, but that's the kind of gameplay they have to bring in on Miramar. You cannot disregard that. Even though your teammate is watching there, you cannot just be like, okay, he has all the idea about whatever is happening, you don't have to worry. So Entity right now playing very cautiously and thinking twice about things. They saw a vehicle entering into a compound, and Rage has called it that let's try and execute it, and you can see players are regrouping and they're looking forward to push maybe Enigma, and we are the ones who know it's going to be Enigma. But if Enigma have a kind of fatal finish here, get eliminated right now, you know what's going to happen, Darshita. The first map itself will be denying points, and they have only 19 points right now as a difference. And if they don't get those points right now, then the upcoming maps, CHEMIN will just keep running away, and they might as well confirm their first spot.
Entity Rage, look at that man. He came, he saw players, He dished a bit of damage. He understood there are all the players, and he just went back to his teammates. Now, he'll be providing all that information, Sam, to the teammates back there. And what will happen next is the teammates, they'll be looking forward to take a fight. And after this fight is done, there's going to be a decisory factor of will Enigma be on that hashtag 2 position, or it will be them facing a fall back, a downfall, I would say, in this very first map or the of the last day itself. So it's going to be really, important for Enigma to survive throughout the day, because as you said, right, if CHEMIN makes it out to the till the end of the day, it is again CHEMIN running out with point. But if Enigma makes it out till the end, Enigma can just gather some points for themselves and then make sure that the difference they have with CHEMIN gets lower and lower. So these are the kinds of things that are already been, planned. Maybe these players have already sat down and calculated, done their homework, right, and then they're looking forward to that. But again, I see a vehicle behind, so I'm really excited, I would say, at this point of time, to see exactly which, okay, that's going to be TSM there, so the fights are going to be really more and more interesting.
The fights are going to be getting interesting throughout the day. But Darshita, as I was thinking more about this, right, it feels like all these teams have come down, joined, and they're giving exams. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it kind of takes us back from where we all started from with our education and everything. But again, you see where we have come. Like it's a place where if you have done your work really well, you have revised all the chapters, you have understood how the map works and where you can get loots, you will be playing really well. And if you're confident on the other team, you have done your homework on how the other team also plays. I mean, you're going to be topping the charts today, topping your exam. I hope none of our audience feels that, oh no, why are we getting back into exams, especially with
yes.
exams coming very close by. But okay, I'll bring it back to the game itself where we all enjoy, and to bring it even better, it's going to be clutch finding a knock on Hyderabad Hydras. Carry Hyderabad Hydras have had kind of a good run as we are seeing in the upcoming days, but tactical, they also understand that they want to top, they want to come to the top 6, they want to make sure they get a placement for themselves, and that's the reason they're fighting it out. Entity tried to kind of intervene and go for a third party, but a couple of shots connected on him and he had to get back down. But there's another player of Hyderabad Hydras who's right behind him. So tactical, they need to fight off and finish these two players that are right in front of them, especially with Carry being out of the board. Now Manti, he's trying to make it work. He has health, but he's getting surrounded. Striker
Oh,
will also fall, and now it's all up to Manti to survive.
he is the last surviving player. I am really scared of what more he can do, but look at that. He'll be just trying to, confirm the players that are already down to the ground. Look at that. This man is being caught in a complete open area, surviving on magical HP. On the other side, you talk about Striker. He is trying his level best so that he can be revived back. But look at Entity right behind. They are just lurking in those shadows, and they're just waiting to make a third party entry in this. They do it. Clutch on the other side gets caught on a different angle, and that's going to be him down to the ground. Hitman still in his vehicle, not sure of what more he can do, but Entity Rage again. He'll be taking down Striker and eliminating him completely. So this fight, in general, if I would say, has caused a lot of problems for tactical, more problems for Hyderabad Hydras, and I guess that's gonna be Manti getting eliminated by the sides of Team Entity. Team Entity came out of nowhere, capitalized on that fight, took 4 finishes for themselves, and Team Tactical, when they started this fight itself, they had to back off the fight after losing 2 of their players and gaining just one single finish out of this entire fight.
Unfortunate, they started everything, they initiated the chaos, they got those knocks, but I mean, this is why Miramar is known for, right? It gives you the opportunity of trying to immediately convert an entire fight that is going in favor for a different team. You can immediately capitalize on, but the timing needs to be perfect. I think Entity timed it perfectly. They got their finishes for themselves, and they'll be I will say, very confident. But right now, as we were also discussing, right, TSM is also one of the teams that need to start popping off, and look at them. They've started to pop off. They've started take players one after another from Blind, but in between this, there's Celsius also looking forward to third party, and Blind are just losing players one after another. It's only the last two surviving players from Blind. It's going to be a tough fight over there, but now 7C is also entering, so there will be again a three-way standoff that can come in. Deadpool along with Shadow being the last two surviving players, trying to connect a couple of shots. Mini 14, yes, it's a really good DMR to fight out with, but right now you don't have the numbers, so the only thing that you're doing is giving away your position by making the noise. So it's kind of a wake up call, or it's kind of an invitation, Darshita, that the players of Blind are doing. Shadow, he's playing in the shadows, but Deadpool, you have no cover. And I think Deadpool, he needs to play a little bit smart here, disengage from a fight and move into a different direction. But if you think about it from their perspective also, they're surrounded. So if they try to rotate, it's an easier target for players here in Miramar to eliminate them.
Enigma and TSM. Don't tell me this is gonna happen right now because look at that. Look at that. Sam Enigma is right down there. TSM
They just
Blaze.
saved.
TSM Blaze, he just has his crosshair right exactly nearby to the sides of Team Enigma. Now, the question rises again that will TSM go in with the fight with the sides of Team Enigma, because right exactly in front of Blaze OP we have Trigger as well. So even if right now TSM they make a noise, they'll get caught by a different direction, and that is something they need to make sure about. Now, this map of Miramar, Sam, it has already started on a third party basis, so maybe the entire map itself we are gonna witness a lot of third parties happening. I mean, I don't know if you have heard this since your childhood, but I am always hearing this since my childhood. The way you start your day, that's the way you end it even. So maybe
Yes,
a lot of
exactly.
third parties is something that we are going to have on our screens. But on the other side, let's talk more about walkouts. Now, walkouts, initially, as we talked about them, they had a drop clash happening. They got themselves out of that drop clash, but now they are facing a lot of damage from the play zone, so they need to be a bit careful about that. Shadow OG, that's going to be Deadpool with the mini 14, is trying to go in for information. He's not sure that TSM is right exactly in front of them. Celsius is right exactly in front of Blind, so maybe a fight that could create a lot of chaos for this 3 and 4 teams specifically.
There will be a chaos. This is the map where we are seeing action happening right, left, and center. The map which has dunes everywhere, dips, ridges, sand everywhere, which kind of blinds you by itself in terms of giving you half information of a team, and a couple of teams try to act on top of it. Now you can see Trigger is looking forward to picking up a fight on Entity, I presume, and that's the team that was rotating, but very close to them right now it's Enigma. So you see how quickly the fight, in terms of the direction it is there, it's turning. As the circle is moving, players are getting into different positions, and I think this is where teams are understanding that this is the last few matchups that is going to be happening. Now Miramar, that has already started, meaning that after this Miramar action they have one more Miramar, and that's all to play with. So they have to perform here as well, and then the next upcoming map. But right now, Entity, who actually had rotated very early on, got the advantage on Enigma. We saw they were at the edge of the circle, and now they're capitalizing. Already a player has been knocked and confirmed on Enigma, and now it's looking like another player, but finally Rex answering back, making a life a little bit difficult. But we are also seeing Insane having a little bit of a tough situation at the edge of the circle from 7C. So the gatekeeping scenario has already started, because we are here at the third circle.
Circle is something where these players needs to be more and more cautious. Now let's talk about the fight between Enigma and Entity. One more fight that's gonna be Insane and 7C. But look at that. Insane, the players of Insane are right exactly in front of Enigma. So even eventually, if we talk about one single fight here, there's gonna be, before I say anything, 7C will be taking one player down from the sides of Team Enigma. That's gonna be Entity Troy taking one more player down. Rex be eliminated. So the chances of Enigma just going more and more further is going to be denied. But look at that, one player down, two player down, one player confirmed. That's going to be Jelly, the last surviving player, not sure of what more he can do rather than just running away for his life. And that's what he is doing for sure, taking that vehicle, the buggy that he has right exactly in his front, making his way out of that fight to survive and to get at least some good position points for himself and for his entire team back there. No chances of revival is what they have, but I'm not sure why Big Brothers didn't, try to fire those bullets in that vehicle, Sam. I mean, right, vehicle explosion is something that always keeps on happening. And when someone tries to run away, all the opponents do is try to fire those bullets in that vehicle with the hope of exploding the vehicle and eliminating the player. But not sure why didn't the sides of Team BB do that.
It's because now you understand they're at the edge of the circle. The play zone is also crumbling. So they understand that if they give away more of their position and noise, and eventually when they are about to rotate, other teams will hear it easily. So it's like the last player, how much can he do? Let him survive, let him try to come out in a different position and maybe try to fight out then. But right now, fighting, as we were talking about it, it's Celsius as well as Insane are fighting out. But in front of our screens, Big Brother Esports, after the fight they finished off, they're headed their way into a fight with Walkouts. They're already a player down from Walkouts, so unfortunate for them. But Big Brother Esports close to Labandita, they have the, I would say, edge of the circle. But Scream has not made his way in the circle. So I think as soon as Scream comes in, it's going to be very difficult for Walkouts. But Hellgod, he's kind of panicking right now. I don't know why. He has all his 4 players surviving, makes a mistake, and look at that, gives an opening, gives a chance for Beard Baba to answer back. A grenade comes his way and immediately gets knocked down, and now Scream has to falter because he was trying to provide cover to Hellgod, and one after another players do falter, but immediately from a different direction, Akshu as well as Beast OP, they are taking down players from Walkouts. So Walkouts immediately shift their attention, but they have understood that 2 players down, Scream as well as Hellgod, they only have to concentrate on this house, and that's the reason they're surrounding this house. Molly's coming in, grenades coming in. It's going to be making life difficult for these last 2 surviving players. They need to find a way to make their, I would say, situation better. But Scream, I think Scream was actually not knocked. It's looking like he's actually reviving a player. Or maybe not. Okay, they both are actually bleeding out, I presume, because I'm not able to get a good idea. But you are... What?
Why?
You knock your own player with your own molly. This is what we talk about. This is the last day, Darshita. This is the pressure. This is the reason why teams are kind of getting panicked, because they understand they have the information. But how can they quickly react on top of it? They're unable to do it. But now it's going to be Mr. Spray taking down Akshu. There's another player, Hellgod, also pushing his end. And Hellgod does the damage, gets to a knock, but does not on Yuva. Yuva converts it, and now look at this. Yuva is going for all the finishes. He knows that as long as Big Brother players survive, they will be looking forward to the revive and making life difficult. But now immediately heading into the house. But look at that, Mr. Spray and Abrar, they're so low, and Scream still making the damage. And here, a brilliant grenade coming in. Abrar gets knocked. Now it's all up to Yuva OP, and look at Yuva OP what he's doing. He's at least finding a way to deal those last few damages, getting a couple of finishes for himself. But this fight, it was held a little bit too long, because of which you can see Marcos pushes in. Before that, a Molly gets a finish for Scream, but after that he gets eliminated, and this is going to be done. Yuva OP is still standing, but Marcos, they have the control of the house for themselves.
Party again and again. UOP are still standing really strong, but not sure, because look at that. A 1v4 situation is what he needs to battle out. On the other side, we're reading the finish read, Sam. That's going to be Celsius eliminating the sides of Team 7. Player after player faltering down because of vehicle explosion. And the play zone as well. Sarang goes down because of play zone. Now this is pretty shocking for all of us. But let's see what Marcos is, on the way. UOP is being called. That's going to be a rap gun. The rapper is all set and ready to go ham on the sides of UOP. But this time UOP is being a bit smart. Not so. Pau Kilo capitalizes, and that's going to be UOP getting eliminated. So the sides of one more team get eliminated completely. But one more party can get no ways. This is not happening by any chance. That's going to be OG trying to capitalize. Man, oh man, Sam, I am just going to go mad with the third and the fourth parties happening here.
Exactly. This is the fourth team to enter the same compound, but the circle is going to be shifting, and it's shifted away from both these teams. So one of these teams need to conclude the fight, or one of these teams just need to make a run for it. As we were talking about that, there's going to be Celsius, Team Forever, who also need to make their entry. We're talking about Entity. They're at the edge of the circle, very close to TSM. TSM kind of have all their 4 players standing. There was one player who was knocked who can be revived, but Entity are also looking forward to push. The reason that I was talking about every fight is because we got a chance to see them on the map. Now let's head back into the fight that is right in front of the screen. It's going to be OG trying to push them back. They have thrown down a lot of grenades, a lot of smokes, but still now none of the connections in terms of either a knock. So let's see how long it's going to be prolonged. But Celsius Apollo, he confirms a player from Entity, and that's going to be Troy. And I think Entity might have one more player, and as soon as that player falls, it's going to be end for Entity as well. But where is Enigma is going to be the question for me, Darshita. Are they finished off?
Maybe they are, because I really don't see them anywhere. There you go. We are just waiting for that. Absolute perfect time is what you got. Lucky man, I would say. But coming back to the fight, that's going to be AKOP. He's being punished for that, and that's going to be one player down. The second one goes down as well. Marcos, they are not really happy with the third party happening with them, and that's the reason they are punishing one player after the another. OG, after losing one player, I guess they decided to call off the fight. OG Ash takes one, and that's going to be Marcos down to the ground. Ash He's been trying to get confirmed there, but Pau Kilo, he arises out of nowhere. Dino is looking for to take Trigger down Trigger. He is in the process of two players side by
Yep.
side. So I don't know what more is gonna happen there, but look at that. Pan, no, you don't do that. You don't seriously do that. But Paritosh out of nowhere will be taking one player down. I
Forever?
do see the sides of team
Forever.
TSM down there, team Forever down there. Blind gets eliminated. This matchup of Miramar is just getting me into a lot of confusions right now.
Exactly. I mean, Marcos were fighting it out with OG and Team Forever from somewhere. They were in close quarters. And look at that. Marcos, they were the ones who started off, but the finishes has being snatched away from Team Forever. And Marcos, they're falling down to the play zone. Unfortunate for them. But Celsius with 7 finishes, 4 finishes on Marcos Dion. So Marcos is still looking forward to fighting it out. They understand they can have a chance. They're right at the edge of the circle where the players are pushing one after another. Always bolte. The pixels were seen at the right time for Dion. So he knows that the player is pushing and he's just finding an opportunity. But he was jiggling too much. He was running around, because of which he gets punished. A brilliant grenade. I'm just looking forward to from whom that grenade came. It was from Daljit. This was his second confirmation with a grenade from Daljit. What a play, and that's going to be an end for Marcos. As they were about to eliminate OG, another third party happens, and that's going to be the 5th team to enter those close quarter compounds near the circle, Darshita. 5 different teams, imagine, in the close compounds. But right now, CHEMIN, finally we are seeing this team. The team which is on the top of the table, they're finally making their, I would say, presence seen on Miramar. Until now, they have nothing. One knock coming in. Ninja Jod is down now.
That's got down to the ground. Desper trying to confirm. Oh no, he goes down. That's gonna be one more player. That's gonna be Celsius taking them down. TSM again, a third party. Aquanox gets caught on the different location, and that's gonna be Aquanox. Molotovs taking Ninja Jod down. Aquanox, Molotovs taking new player down. What is this happening? This player's panicking out here is just making them do a lot of mistakes. Now, look at comeback. He is trying to go in for a grenade. He gets going that grenade on the waist to Shadow, but no, he doesn't get connection on the first one. The second one gets cooked, but I doubt it's gonna get a connection. New player is being confirmed, so comeback. He's the last surviving player from the sides of CHEMIN Esports as well. Now, CHEMIN Esports, they do need to survive, because if they don't, they'll be losing the difference of points they have created with all the other teams out there. Shadow and comeback, that's gonna be a 1v1 situation. But again, look at comeback. He is out in the blue, and you know when you are out in the blue in the 6 zone, that can be just so harmful. OR Jelly, the last surviving player from the sides of Team OR, he survived till now, but I don't know what more can he do. Shadow OG, his shadow has been visible. Come back. Look at this man. He is just waiting patiently, patching himself up, trying to make a run, but that is not going to be possible. And I guess that's going to be him being done and dusted. Shadow OG on the other side finding himself a soft cover. So is the case for all the other players, but MJ will be taking one on Paritosh. That's going to be comeback. He is trying to make a comeback, but will that be possible? Shadow OG is being caught before going down to the play zone. Comeback. He's trying his level best to at least get some damages done, but no, that's going to be comeback getting eliminated, and Team CHEMIN Esports getting eliminated. Always, he caught the sides of Team OR as well. Shadow OG on the other side, always right exactly in front of him. 1v1 situation, Sam. What is going to happen?
I think Shadow OG is about to fall down. There's no chance, and look at that. Always Bolte did not stop. He kept spraying with his M4 and finally gets a player eliminated. But look at this Team Forever. They're playing really, really well on Miramar. They have 8 finishes for themselves. Along with that, they have all their players surviving, and they kind of have clue of every team that is here, and meaning that every team, there's just two more teams alongside them. That's going to be one Celsius, where they're held inside a compound because of Team Forever itself. They're not letting them come out. And on the other hand, it's going to be OR Jelly, who's just deploying a lot of smokes, trying to play around. If he finds a chance at least to get into a compound from where he can try and retaliate, and finally has given away his position. Uespolte is actually not firing, but finally the crossfire comes in. The shots were taking from 2 different angles, but Jelly just survives close to less than 10. But the slam is coming in from Oves Bolte. The cover is being provided for Oves Bolte. So right now, I don't think Jelly will be surviving. Here's a grenade ready. The grenade is coming Oves Bolte's way. He's immediately moving around. Now the grenade, yes, he's dodged, but is that going to be enough? He has another grenade in his own hand, and I think this should find the connection on Jelly. And yes, that's going to be the confirmation. 9 brilliant finishes for Team Forever, and the team opposite to them trying to become an obstacle. They have 3 players surviving. So the probability right now, Darshita, it's in Team Forever's hand.
Agree with that. Daljit, look at that. This man. This man is just trying to go in for some smokes. And the most advantage that the sides of Team Forever have right now is Team Celsius is out of the play zone. Team
Exactly.
Forever, they are on the upper ground advantage. Plus, they are in the play zone. Team Celsius, a lot of disadvantage that they have. They are out of the play zone. They are at the lower ground disadvantage. So even look at that. Even 1 or 2 pixels being shown can just cause a lot of problems. Viru 999 is exactly up. Celsius Max has been caught. That's going to be one player down to the ground. Viru, he's been dealing a lot of damage recently, and that's going to be one trade done right now. Apollo is looking forward to revive him, but at the same time, MJ will be confirming Viru. So the fight that was 4v3 a while ago has been brought down to 3 versus 3 situation. Now, this is going to be really interesting, Sam, because again, Celsius Max, he's already down to the ground. Yes, he is getting revived back, but will that revival be successful? It's going to be the question. One Molotov connection is what MJ is looking forward to, but again, he is not up with the complete information, and that is why this Molotovs won't give them any kind of advantage. Daljit with that vehicle is looking forward to go in for a slam and maybe, but no, gets that vehicle into a safer position. So this 3v3, it's gonna be one hell of a show and an
Oh,
interesting fight to
yes.
have our eyes on.
It's getting so close, Darshita. Out of nowhere, where it was a 4v3 situation because of over extending, Viru gets punished. But right now, Daljit, he's looking forward to them making mistakes, and that's the reason he's just running around with his vehicle, trying to get up close. But look at the number of grenades being bombarded from Celsius. They're not at all stopping, and one of it finds a connection with Daljit. If another one finds, that's going to be a knock on him, and if another follows up, it's going to be a finish as well. So immediately, Team Forever, who had all their 4 players surviving, might come in a 2v3 situation. They need to be very cautious as they progress, and I think Celsius are also doing that. The number of smokes that they've deployed right in front of them is preventing any kind of slight pixels also being from Team Forever, but Team Forever again taking control and the advantage of the circle. Another grenade finally connects, but this time it was a little bit too late. The gap was longer, because of which Daljit has patched himself up.
MJ, Apollo, Max, Daljit, Paritosh, and Ovis Bulte. The 6 players, a 3v3 situation, and grenades get in exchange. Damages, yes, it is being done, but
Ooh,
Ovis
MJ!
Bulte down to the ground. Team Celsius waiting for an opening, gets themselves right. MJ being the man itself and getting the opening for him and his entire team. So right now, one player is down to the ground. Again, Celsius were having a opportunity over
Oh,
this fight.
what?
Daljit falters down. Partosh, the last surviving player, 1v3 situation, and the team got really get punished. He does, and that's gonna be Max down to the ground. MJ right exactly in front of him. Will he be able to do that? He does that, and that's gonna be one more player
Celsius.
getting eliminated. Team Celsius getting the winner chicken dinner on the very first map of the last day of AMD Skyesports Pro League powered by Router.
Can you even believe all these teams and players have the
Oh,
capability doing to make this happen from day one? But all of a sudden, you see, right, the energies are completely sky high. The thought process going in their mind is completely riled up, and they are just going on ham. 13 finishes, and to finish it off, I think 15 or 16 finishes, Darshita, is what this team had. Celsius, where were you all these days? Where did you disappear? How is it that out of nowhere today you conclude that also one of the, I would say, kind of toughest maps in BGMI on Miramar, concluding it with close to 15 finishes, meaning you have pulled off the, I would say, much awaited and much wanted number of points from all the teams out there. That is a 30 bomber match. You have got yourself that a brilliant show of, I would say, patience, composure, and victory coming in for Celsius. The situation was not at all in their favor. First, Viru overextended, then Daljit, he thought maybe he could actually make Celsius do some mistakes, but what did Celsius do? They held on to their position, they held on to their communication, played together like, how could I even say? They played out like one of those military squads who do a very quick execution, right? A very planned one. That's how Celsius played here. It was so strategic that whatever Team Forever wanted to do, they were completely pushed back. Even though you saw Daljit was up front trying to, I would say, seek information, they were denying it because they were playing right behind the smokes, and no idea did have Team Forever on how they would actually be eliminated and taken down on Miramar. And if this is done on Miramar, on a map where you don't have cover, Celsius, I think we have to get ready for them. If they're able to do this in the upcoming matches, there might be a huge upset in the overall standings.
see them coming in the first sides of the overall standings. I mean, I don't know, is it too late or no? Maybe
Hmm.
or may not be, because again, that's it's the last day, right? It's like a
Yes.
countdown of 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Boom! The winners will be on our screen. But you don't know what happens next. I'm just waiting for the upcoming match, because again, after this match, if Celsius got their momentum right, if after this match Celsius they got a bit more of confidence for themselves, and if they make it happen in each and every upcoming match, it probably can work in their favor. But I still remember the last time we saw Celsius. Sam, I guess they were on 99 points.
Exactly. I mean, right now Celsius is somewhere in the 12th position, I guess, and yes, they are going to be there. But the amount of difference that is there for them to make a jump is going to be 20 points, 20 to 23 points, which is being held by Big Brother Esports as well as Team Forever. And Team Forever, right as of now, because they came in second, they will be making a leap in their position, but not a huge, because they've not gotten themselves a chicken dinner. They will be close to I would say 20 in terms of total points. They already had 9 finishes. They will get 12 placement points for sure. So I think there will be a little bit of a leap being done. But look at this. OR are also kind of slightly grasping and getting their way in, but I think it's a little bit too late. Jumping from the same position that Celsius is in from 11th or 10th to the first page, you have to pull up chicken dinners right as now. It does not matter whether you take finishes or not. You have to go hand in hand. You have to grab both the things. The opportunity will not give you, or I would say, suffice you to get that champions title with just finishes or placement points, especially on last day. If you have done the heavy lifting on day 1, day 2, day 3, Darshita, these teams would have had a chance that they could have taken things a little bit easy today. But we saw a lot of panic situations coming in. You saw Big Brother Esports with a fight on walkouts, right? That fight was kind of getting panicked from hell god. I mean, let's, as we were talking about it, let's quickly take a look at the highlights, because I'm pretty sure our viewers are also right now like, what just happened on Miramar? This was just the action of different third parties from various different directions coming in. The fight in the side Big Brother Esports initiated very early on. You can see they took down over close to completely finishing off the team. Yes, Jelly survived, but what happened next? It was Hellgod kind of getting panicked, and then Scream, unfortunately, he falls. But I'm not too sure how Scream got revived. I'm not too sure if somebody headed their way out, but 7C, they got an opportunity to finish off Insane, and they did that as well. But after that, 7C themselves also got finished, Darshita.
After spray walkouts, I mean, at this point of time, if someone comes and asks me what is Miramar about, uh, without even thinking twice, I will say it's about third parties. The way this map has been, it's completely about third parties and third parties. Now, OG and Marcos, they are fighting it out. As I said, Marcos was not really happy with the fact that they got a third party here in Miramar itself. So they were punishing the players down there. They got 6 finishes for themselves. Ash was down to the ground. Trigger was down to the ground. On the other side, after that, we had CHEMIN and TSM fighting. Now, at this point of time, I guess CHEMIN had an upper hand advantage on this, but what happened was it was a complete open area, and at that point of time, it was a third party happening. I guess I don't exactly remember the name. Not sure of which team it was, but again, Kemin, they got third party. But this beautiful grenade from OS Bolte. At that time, OS Bolte was like, just hold my gun. One grenade is completely enough to eliminate Jelly out there.
Uh, I don't know what to say about this matchup. Look at this. This last fight, Paritosh, a brilliant hold. We need to commend this man. He did try out really, really well. But once he was cornered, his position was known. Celsius, they just pushed him. And there was kind of two players pushing at the same time. So you couldn't ask so many things, especially if there was maybe a tree or an entire house to play around for Paritosh over there. I think he could have clutched it. But asking from a small ledge or a compound, whatever you call it, a small wall, it's not that enough. But now, as we were talking about it, I did say 15 to 16, and it's going to be 16. It's not only 30, it's going to be 31 that they have gotten for themselves, and Team Forever will be getting 21 for themselves. So I think Celsius deserved here getting the chicken dinner, especially the performance they put up. They were already in the double digits in the finishers, so that aggression carried over, and I think that's what we keep talking about, right? If you're able to start off really well, and you did also mention when we started of the match that if you have a good start, you will be able to end the day on a greater note, and I think that's what Celsius want to do here.
TS got 14. So the difference, if you ask me about the difference between Celsius and Forever, it's a 10 points difference. A huge win
Exactly.
again. OR with 10 for themselves. Marcos with 9. Tactical and Entity with 7. Kemin Esports 6, Big Brother 6, 7C5, but Enigma. We're talking more about Enigma. I remember Sambi said that Enigma, they
Enigma
need
and CHEMIN.
yep, we just before going on desk, we were having a discussions that if Enigma has a bad map, Kemin can utilize over it. If
Oh
Kemin has a bad
yes.
map, Enigma can utilize. But the one capitalizing out of nowhere was Team Celsius. Overall rankings, man, oh man, I just didn't see that coming. I mean, I felt like production will keep us in some suspense.
There will be, there will be. I'm pretty sure what we will be having here from the production is as we head over to maybe the third match, we finish it off. They will not show us this overall standings. They're just kind of right now teasing us. Like, look at the first one, look at the second one, and now third and fourth you will be denied. But right now, denying the points was Kemin. I mean, not exactly in terms of Kemin as well as Enigma coming in a fight together. It was Enigma being spotted from various different directions. They only were able to get themselves 2 points, Darshita, in the entire matchup in Miramar. That's kind of unacceptable. You have to kind of put up a better performance. I hope it's better for them. But look at Kemin. They also did not get a lot. They just got 6 points, but that's enough to push them and create the difference from 19 to 23. So they've boosted themselves in terms of the 4 point additional 4 point difference that was there already with 19. Third position for walkouts, still standing there. Unfortunate for their hiccup, 162. Entity right now in the fourth position as well. 20 point difference for them. Team Forever making a jump. They were in the first page as well. They were in the seventh position, but right now with that second position, they've gotten themselves 142 points. Right now clinching or right now playing side by side with Entity. Orangutan at the sixth position with 134. Celsius with 130, and this is the huge leap that they've made. Big Brother Esports, yes, they're going to be at the eighth position, but Celsius, look at that one good match. It's still enough for anybody, I would say, in this whole BGMI matchup that we are seeing of this final day. It's enough if you're able to keep grabbing 30 points in every map. You can even be the table toppers, because how many more points can a team grab? 30, 60, and 90 with 3 matches coming in. If the amount of points that Kemin are being denied, if they keep getting denied, 130 plus another 90 is going to be boosting them to 220, Darshita. So Celsius will be having a chance, but these teams, TSM, just like what Celsius did, they have to start doing it.
Insane on the 10th position with 122, 7C 116, OR 109, Tactical 105. I mean, I'm talking more about numbers right now because look at the difference. As you just said,
Exactly.
right? One good map and you just get shifted to the first overall standings directly. It's like boom, you are here now. If you perform well now, if Celsius gets one more good map here, they definitely are getting at least some chunk of the prize pool we discussed. I mean, look at a brilliant performance coming. Tactical 105, Hyderabad Hydras 97, Marcos 90, but blind remaining on 53 once again. 0 points is what they got in this in this previous match. But coming back to the schedule that was but not mismatched exactly is the word I mean to say right now. But we always start with
Confusing for the
we
players as
always
well.
yeah, we always start with Erangel. We started with Miramar today, and guess what? We have two momentum shifters. One is the 1 day break. Second is the start with Miramar.
Oh yes, I agree with you on that, Darshita. This final day, it's brought in. I mean, chaos. Absolutely, it's going to be there. Fights are going to be completely cutthroat. But these slight changes, we know all these players, they fight out, strategize on Miramar, fight out, strategize on Erangel. But it's all about immediately switching up and telling a team, wait, you're not playing on Erangel, you have to play on Miramar. Let's see what you'll do. And you just leave them hanging there. You don't even say anything else. We don't hear them out, and now they have to give it their all. I think that's where teams are having kind of a tough fight. But yes, there is still a chance that, as we were saying, right, there are hopes. You can see all these 16 grand finalists, they've fought their way here. It's not that they've been invited. There were 24 teams. Out of that, they eliminated 8, and right now we are seeing these 16 teams. They're giving it their all, but yes, we know as time has progressed, teams have gotten better. And I think that's the reason that we are seeing in any map that you talk about, that every team is putting up a very brilliant show. I'm unable to believe and understand, Darshita. You see, we can even understand that Enigma and CHEMIN are on top. That is not because their performance was great from day 1 till day 5 today. The performance has taken a huge drastic shift. But what are they doing? The couple of matches that they had initially, because of which they got the points, after that they are just slightly grabbing points in every upcoming match. Whereas the other teams, Yes, they're having a really good matchup on a day 1 or day 2, day 3 or day 4, whatever it is. But after that, they're not continuing the momentum. I'm not saying in terms of taking points, but not in terms of taking chicken dinners, but in terms of taking at least some points. Remember Insane's day 1 show up, Darshita? They looked like they were fighting it as if it was the last day. It was the day they will be crowned as champions. And right now, we are kind of not even seeing Insane. Neo, he might be on the MVP position, but is that enough? The other teams are saying no.
So much to say, so much to say. I mean, the discussions keep on going, right?
Yes.
It's just like I mean, I don't know which phrase do I even use right now, because it's the last day. I started off with 4-3-2-1, and I'm right now, I'm shifted to 3-2-1. And after a few moments, it's like these are the champions who have been eventually crowned as the winners itself. So it
Yes.
is all about performing. Now it doesn't even matter on which position you are, on what you are doing. It is just all about the teams performing and performing. But with that, let's just head over to the face cam of the players and welcome back Edge to the desk.
Well, I mean, I was waiting for really for a bit while now, because I mean, I'm still waiting here for the match to start, and also for you guys to introduce me, because it's the grand finals, right? What is this? Give me a grand introduction. I don't know, something. But anyway, look at all the players here. They're ready. Ooh, that's a really good background from the side of Walkouts. But yeah, Darshita, how excited are you for this final day? And it's gonna be the final match for you as well.
Infinity is the only word I found out right now, because other than that, I do not have any other word to express how happy, I mean, how excited I am to know the champions. Look at that! Look at that! Look at this man. Entity Gaming is just setting up his hair.
Okay. Oh my god. So sorry guys, but yeah, that is the best thing to do, when you're tensed. I mean, you gotta look good when you're tensed, right? I mean, you at least gotta look good when you're completely pressurized and everything. You see the flight path, it is completely unexpected here. I thought I was gonna see something straight, but yeah, look at this. 16 teams won last day. That's all they have. I mean, 3 more maps left. And after that, it's gonna be really interesting. And look at that circle right now. That's interesting. We have the entire military base, but the water surrounding us as well. So that's, what is that, 60-40 ratio between land and water?
Don't give me hopes on the last day. At least on the last day, do not give me this hopes. I'm not talking about it anymore. Let's just focus more on the match and the players and their drop locations. Now, Razak, Pochinki, we see these players heading to their primary drop locations. Enigma, they're looking safe and secure in the areas of Lipoka. Entity back to their primary drop location. That's going to be Sevani up there. But CHEMIN Esports, that's the team I'm having my eyes on right now, because look at that. The players down already have vehicles to work around with. Celsius, they have decided to go to military base, and we already know CHEMIN Esports, they have their drop location in military base. So maybe again, CHEMIN, they do need to fight it out to stay alive and dominate their drop location, because OG, they have already decided to go on to that way. That's going to be Ash. The bridge is being blocked. Viru right exactly in front. So maybe some more fights happening at the beginning itself, Edge.
I want to see those drop classes, and maybe we get to see that right now. It is looking like a fight between OG. Is that another team? I think that's just their team. He's just scouting the areas right now. They need to get as much loot as they can, but they're like, maybe we'll take a couple of fights here at the start and maybe make our way back into the zone, and then, play it safe, because as I said, it's all about the positioning. It's all about that number 1 spot. It's all about the glory. It's all about the pride. But Darshita, it's always someone gatekeeping the bridge. You gotta be aware. And why are you doing this, Star? You know that your teammate just went down there. OG, they're not gonna let Star get away. It's fast and furious up here. Marcus Star, he's barely surviving right now. But one player has already gone down. He's on his knees, and I think that's gonna be the first finish here in map number 2 of Erangel.
is just shining bright as his name and is just getting caught in each and everyone's eyes. But look at that. He has found himself some great inner wall covers to work around with a small compound. But Celsius on the other side, they have caught the sides of Team 7C. But 7C, they'll be a bit faster this time and they'll be looking forward to not get themselves into any kinds of fight. Celsius, as I said, they have started their day on a good note, but Dreams, this is not a good move. You can cause a lot of problems for you and your entire team back then. Now, finally, a moment of relief as it decides to get back, but are they just decide to go in hand? No, 70, they've stopped their back. They're deciding to get into a fight. Apollo, he'll be trying to just scout for more information with his crosshair all set on the sides of 70, but again, they just said a hi, they waited for a few minutes, and that was a goodbye there and there.
Mm-hmm. You're right about that. You know, they just waved at each other. They don't want to take that fight just yet. Respecting each other, that's a good thing, but at the same time, can be a bad thing because your teammate, I mean, your opponents might not do that, right? So they were kind of lucky, if you ask me, maybe because of the loot that they don't have. That is why they let them go. Maybe if they had enough, weaponry, the grenades as well, they could have taken that fight. But TSM, another team that I'm looking forward to. They are looking really calm and patient. I mean, in the last, 3 days, I mean, yesterday, day 3 especially, not yesterday, that was day before yesterday. We've seen certain teams trying to make that comeback happen, but then there are certain other teams, staying dominant, like CHEMIN Esports and ENIGMA. Now, it's kind of a battle between these two teams to stay on that top position, but at the same time, there are teams like WALKOUT that can absolutely walk all over them and snatch that #1 position in this final day. You never really know what's gonna happen, and that is why I love this game so much, man, because everything can go, tables can just turn in the blink of an eye. One map is all it takes.
Agree with that. BGMI, this game is something that is unpredictable. How many ever times we say this, it's not enough. And that's why, not giving any kind of prediction is the best option out here. But what are you guys exactly up to? Equinox, he'll be falling down to his own death. I was just having my eyes on 7C on the way they are trying to take that vehicle up with themselves. But Equinox, he'll be falling down to his own knock. Why do you have to do such mistakes? I understand it is the time where all of the players are into a lot of panicking situations. I mean, the previous match we saw Hellgod, the grenade him itself was enough to take him down, but you do not do that. You need to be calm, composed. Your mind needs to be completely clear. Your face needs to be jolly, and that's where you may get something good for yourself. Insane on the other side, looking good at the start itself, but right now somewhere lacking down, not exactly up to the mark is something I would say.
True, that can happen. That can be the case in some situations. But once again, Darshita, do you think that there might be a repeated winners here again? I mean, Celsius, they have played absolutely phenomenal in that previous one. So maybe, what do you think are the chances of them getting the dinner once again in their favor?
It's 50-50. If you look at them, they were trying to go in for an initial fight. Now, initial fight is no, what? Wait, what? Why?
Yeah, they exited the vehicle. Oh no.
That hurts. I mean, first of all, and now it's Ninja Jord. These players are just hurting back their utilities. You'll just be low on utilities at the end of the circles, and this is not the way it has to be played. I mean, coming back to your question, Edge, it's a 50-50 chances because I saw Team Celsius, they were trying to get and engage themselves into an initial fight. Now, initial fight is something that always doesn't work into your favor, and that is something they need to keep in mind. But again, 50% positive chance because the momentum is being built, the confidence is being built. So, yes, may or may not be. Coming back to Blind, not having really a good day, I would say. Shadow, they have just blocked the bridge. I mean, they were deciding to block the bridge across, but yeah, never mind. They have just decided to go off the bridge, find themselves some good inner wall covers to walk around with. That's going to be Williams, Shadow, Spy, and Deadpool.
He's just drifting right now. Blind man. Well, they haven't had a great, grand finals, but maybe this is the start, because even now every team has pretty much a really decent chance of making this a top 6. I wouldn't say top 1, but every single team, maybe not the ones in 15 or 16 position, but yeah, up until 14, they have a really good chance of making it to to top 6, or at least like 2 to 6 position. Maybe not even 2, maybe 3 to 6, to be honest. So they gotta make sure that they perform consistently well, and at the same time make sure that the opponents, the one at the top, do not perform well. Talking about consistency, the zone is pretty much in the center right now, considering the fact that it was completely towards that military base down south. It still has the entire military base, so everyone now, they should be entering through that bridge, right? Whoever's gatekeeping, whoever's camping or holding on to that position, they are gonna be in for a treat. I mean, if you have good aim, you'll be getting some frags like how actually OP just did onto Erangel. But if you miss out on any of those shots, you're gonna be paying the price, just like OR. One man down. Destro, on the other hand, well, takes some of the players inside of blind.
So much has already started. Not just taking down one player, but completely eliminating him there and there. On the other side, you talk about walkouts. They are finding themselves a good position, but again, now as the zone is shrinking, it's gonna get into a complete open area, and that is something they need to be careful about. But CHEMIN Sports, after getting one finish for themselves, Destro, this man might get into a lot of problems, because look at that, he is just a bit away from his teammate, and that is something that needs, I mean, there's a 1v3 1-3 split, I completely understand, but this position can really be destroying the entire team. Look at that, Destro is out in open, one player is exactly in the center of military base. I don't know what strategy this team is exactly gonna utilize.
Ooh. Once again, we have a couple of DP kills, I believe, there. DP finishes coming in, but at the same time, let's take a look. I mean, we have one player eliminated from the side of blind. We have 2 gone from the side of Marco. Shell's just lost 1. Oh no, he's actually knocked. He's not gone yet. Jelly's out on the side of R as well. So every squad looking really good. 7C, they're trying to take down one of the players from the side of Celsius. Celsius, well, not the kind of start they wanted. Lose 1, lose another one. Celsius, they are completely in despair right now, but here we have ENIGMA once again. The thing that they do best is third party, and that's exactly what they're doing, and they're tactical as well, so that's a 4 party coming into play. 7C, they're in deep trouble right now. They were having, a good spot. They were at the top of the game, but all of a sudden, they are on the back foot here, Darshita.
Everything has changed. OR player 5, his vehicle is on the urge of getting exploded. 1 or 2 bullets will be completely enough. Enigma on the other side, 7C Prince right exactly in the front. Savitar reviving him, but gets caught. He gets punished. And that's going to be Savitar down to the ground. One more player getting in from 7C, losing players, and that's going to be Prince. Not sure if he's the last surviving player. I guess, yes, he is the last surviving player. Yeah, there you go. We got a confirmation on that. So Prince, right now, the only option this man has got is to run away, make his way out of this fight, and be a bit safe and secure. Only if they wish to not get the very first team, just wish to not be the very first team getting eliminated. But Entity, they have been caught. That's going to be Akshu OP taking one player down, confirming him there and there. Reg from Entity, he has been eliminated completely. Prince on the other side, he has been caught in a complete open area, and right now, the only option if he stays back here is to fight it out.
Oh, he just decides to, go on foot right now. That's a really good decision as well, because that buggy can be spotted out. And at the same time, it's not that easy to control it as well multiple times. But look at the zone coming into play once again. Still, a lot of, it's kind of at the center still. Military base, well, whoever's in that bridge as well, one of the bridges is in the zone. So that can be utilized, but let's see what's happening at the left side of our screens. It looks like TSM are in a bit of trouble here, taking a bit of damage on the side from the side of HYDRAS. Carries already down. Strike FTW is down on his knees. Can he get revived is the question. TSM outside of the zone at the third zone. Actually, it's just the second zone, but they're really far away from the third one, and they only have 20 seconds. Can they make it happen? TSM, the positioning is not great, but HYDRAS, they're pulling them back. Wait a second. TSM, why are they going in for this fight? Insane Mac takes on one of the players, which plays OP, trying to take down Man T, and he will take him down. Dropped and bagged as well. Aquanox, on the other hand, takes on Strike FTW and confirms it as well. HYDRAS, only one finish and only one player left, and that's Ace Black. He gets into the vehicle. He wants to make his way back into the zone, back into safety. But can it happen? Will the side of TSM let it happen? Looks like no is the answer, but he's healing himself up. TSM, do they know what's going on? Oh no. Did you see that?
Yes, I
On the
did.
left?
Atangi was down to the ground and Destro just capitalized on that, and that's gonna be Atangi getting eliminated completely. CHEMIN Esports, they are just waiting for the opponents to make mistake, and what they are doing next is just utilizing. But look at that. I was scared about that fact, and that's gonna be 7-6 being the very first team to get eliminated. Now TSM, they got no chance to enter the zone because the sides of Team Forever, they already have caught him, so that's gonna be a gatekeeping done. Right, Aquanox, he's being caught away, both they down to the ground, but they need to realize that they eventually are out of the zone, and fighting it out can make a lot of problems. Problems have already been initiated. That's going to be always down to the ground, but TSM has already lost one of their players. So probability chances of what I think right now, Edge, is both of these teams are not getting into the play zone alive. They'll get eliminated.
Another elimination. We're trying to take him all players on the Marco's side, and he will successfully drop him and finish him off as well. And Team Forever here, Daljeet out in the open, will be dropped, and there's no way he can survive this because that's his third zone coming into play, and I don't think anything can be done there. But Daljeet, on the other hand, did manage to take down Aquanox. Don't forget about that. TSM, deep trouble. But Daljeet, I think he has his teammate coming in for the rescue. But TSM, I think that was Blaze there. He can actually capitalize on that and take, get 2 frags for himself. Hitting that 15-minute mark right now, Darshita. We're down to 14 squads, 40 more players alive. And let's take a look at the zone. It's dead right in the center once again. Blind, Enigma, OG, they're in a really good spot right now.
Players who are already in the center, as you said, they are on a beautiful position. Now, look at that. I was talking about these teams not getting a chance to enter the zone. Look at what is happening there. Viru and Oasis, they are right exactly at the corner. Beast OP has been eliminated due to play zone. Insane Neo has been cut. Mac down to the play zone. So now this is the reason you need to make it out in the play zone very early, because at the end of the day, play zone, if you don't pay due respect to that, he becomes the MVP and he makes sure to take down all of you. Blaze is in a complete blue zone. OG Ash will be taking Aru down there. Player 8, he has 3 players right exactly in front of him, and he is the last surviving player. So eventually he'll be taking 1 player, I guess. No, that's all about the damages that he dealt. He decided to jump off, and that jump is directly to his death. That's gonna be 1 more player being eliminated. Trigger, he spots the sides of 1 more team, but not able to capitalize on that. That's gonna be insane. 2 players, they got eliminated already, so Insane is down to 2 players. A 2v4 fight right exactly in front, where the blue zone is crumbling inside.
Well, on the left side, you can see Neo completely focused. Oh boy, I'm still waiting for him to pop off today. Insane, not having a great day. I mean, Neo's already gone, at least for this map up. Well, RD and Siam is gonna go down as well. It's all down to RD in a 1 versus, 4 players on the side of Walkouts there. But he's out in the open. Can he survive? Insane, they're in deep trouble. Beard Baba trying to take 1 player down, but guess what? It's a play zone that comes into play again and takes on both the players on the side of Insane. Team Insane. Well, gotta say that's a disappointment watching them go in 9th position with 3 finishes only.
Play zone, I'll be just titling him the MVP for the moment, Edge, because the way these players are going down to play zone is just scaring me right now of what is going to happen next. Celsius, even they get eliminated with 0 finishes and the 9th position. Tactical Hitman, he's been caught and he is down to the ground. Hyderabad, HYDRAS get eliminated. So many teams who are on the second sides of the overall standings and who have a chance of making a comeback are getting eliminated down, either because of late rotations, either because of not getting into calculated fights. But that's going to be sniper actions we are waiting for. That's going to be 1 player down. Entity on the other side, that's just 2 surviving players for them. Tactical, same for them, as K47 and Explicit Plays are the only 2 surviving players that they have. But maybe 3, because K47 is already up to help his teammate and revive him back to his life. But Entity, they have lost 1 of their players, and that's going to be Rage. But game just 1 finish out of that. Noob has been caught. He can be punished for staying long in 1 single position. But Hitman, he will be hit bad, hard there, and that's going to be him getting eliminated there and there.
Boy, that was a really unfortunate turn of events, and also tactical. Well, they have 2 players down. They have 3 finishers in their name. They only have 1 more player surviving. Can he revive the other 2 teammates and make it happen? Because if not, then Tactical might be the next one going down. Enigma, on the other hand, looking really strong. And then we have another guy just dropping off. What is happening, Celsius? Oh no, and then this complete, domination coming in from NTD right now. He will be taking out multiple players outside of the play zone as well. 2, Shadow. Is that 2? I think that's 4 for him. And that's the entire, he has his team. NTD has 4 finishes, and he himself has 4. He's doing all the work. He's the one that's doing the hard work, the heavy lifting for his team. But at the end of the day, it's a team game. Doesn't really matter how you get the points. Only thing that matters right now, especially in the last day, is you to be at the top of the table.
1v4? Seriously? It was such a big surprise that the entire squad got there. Ah man, oh man, the position he was holding back, it was so beautiful. On the other side, look at Blind once again. They were holding the center of the zone, and that is so beautifully working in their favor. But CHEMIN Esports, with that vehicle, they decided to just head towards the center itself, and this may cause a lot of problems for the entire team back there. Paratosh on the other side, he has some great inner wall covers to walk around with, but again, they need to head out of this building because they are not in the play zone, and they need to focus more on getting a position in the play zone itself rather than getting a position in the outskirts or on the edges of the play zone. On the other side, CHEMIN Esports, they got a good ground to work around with. Now, we already know that this place is a home ground to this team because that's their primary drop location. So maybe they are up and aware with all the information of the places all around. But Destro, he gets punished there with a grenade, and that's going to be 2 players down. CHEMIN Esports needs to make a way out of that, but because of the position comeback is holding, I find it really difficult for CHEMIN Esports to survive a bit more. AKOP on the other side is just going ham on the enemies with all the grenades that he has, but believe he's been caught on a complete different location. Destro will be eliminated, and that's 2 form players for CHEMIN.
Oh, Billy right now is trying to heal himself up back to 4 points of health, and there you go. Enigma trying to, trying their best to take down one of the players on the side of Entity, but at the same time, they're trying to stay alive for as long as they can, right? We're hitting that 21-minute mark right now. 7 squads, 23 players still alive on the server. This is the match number 2. Erangel. We'll be going back to Miramar after this and then ending the day off on Erangel again. That's the best way to end the entire thing, right? What better way to end it? Obviously the classic map of BGMI, and we gotta end it on that. This is the second final time. Last time, these teams will be heading on to Erangel, but let's see who can come out on top. It looks like the teams, that are at the 4th and 5th position, maybe even 6th. They are going to be having a really good jump towards at least 3rd position here, but they'll hold on to that top because Entity on the other hand takes on one of the players on the side of Enigma. That's Avi going down at the rooftop as well. Not a great thing. Let's see how crucial that zone is going to be, and where is he going to be going on to right now. Once again, dead right in the center, Darshita. Looks like BGMI gods. This time, I think they're being, fair to the players, and they're not showing, they're showing a lot of mercy on these players right now.
I would have agreed with that, but again, Blind, they were holding a center position. So when you are in the center of the play zone itself, you just get compromised to all the players in all the directions. So that is something they need to be a bit careful about. But come back, look at this man. He has got the sides of Team OG, but not a good decision of getting into a fight right at this moment because he has nothing to walk around with. Gets punished, and that's going to be comeback down to the ground. CHEMIN Esports, that's the last surviving player for them. Now, as I was talking about the wrong move, he was the last surviving. He was a player who was in a complete open area. I didn't understand why he had to get himself into that fight and initiate the fight he himself. He could have been at a safer position, but on the other side, Enigma, 3 finishes, 4 surviving players. This is looking good for them, but not sure for how long. Before I could say anything, that's going to be Eggy down to the ground, confirmed there and there.
Oh boy, another one going down, and CHEMIN Esports, man, once again, they're going for that, position placement points right now. You can see he's just hiding, that he's not going to be peeking anymore because he knows as soon as he goes down, that's going to be the end. And also he knows that his position, the team's position on the points table, it's number 1 right now, but Enigma's right behind them. And so are WALKOUTS, so they got to make sure that they get every single point that they can secure. It's going to be Blinds by OP. Trying to hit down one of the players on the side of Enigma will be Avi once again going down. The grenades are being cooked on time. Make sure you don't screw yourself over again, Blind, because it happened twice to you guys already. I don't want to see another one here in the grand finals. That's going to be heartbreaking for me, but yeah, 3 players on the side of Enigma trying to take down 3 players on the side of Blind. Well, the high ground advantage is the favor of Blind here. Avi is back to his feet, but can he get into a better position is the question right now, because we're about to get to that final death zone, as I would like to call it, and ENIGMA, they are out in the open with 4 teams surrounding. That is not a good place to be in, Darshita.
ENIGMA is trying to fight it out with all the teams, and that happens when you do that. Rex is being punished now. That's gonna be one player down. Before it was Avi, and now it's Rex. But blind Deadpool, he's been even caught there. Enigma Gaming. Okay, that's Enigma Gaming itself. Why do you have to get us in so much confusion when we are already confused, man?
Yeah.
And it's one player down to the ground. Okay, that's gonna be weird. Baba caught. He'll be punished by Paritosh, but Paritosh is in a complete soft cover. Grenade by Blind William. First boom, and that's gonna be Paritosh not just down but completely eliminated. See, all the responsibility that the team had split apart completely comes on the shoulders of Viru itself.
Oh, it is the last player surviving right now. Look at him trying to sneak his way back into the zone, trying to make it to safety. Blind, look towards your left, because there's a player standing right there. Rex takes down one of the players on the side of NTD. It's going to be a Trigger train taking down one of the players on the side of WALKOUTS. WALKOUTS in deep trouble right now. They lose 3. Are they done? I think they have one more player left. Never mind, they have no one left. They are out in position number 7 here.
They are out, but I'm just waiting to see what Viru has planned. The trigger discipline this man has can give a big surprise. Maybe to blind, maybe to players on the other side. I'm just so excited to see who gets this not so beautiful and not so good surprise for themselves. Look at this sneaky play. Look at this man just moving further. The level of trigger discipline this man has, he is not ready to give back his position, but I guess Deadpool is right around the corners. Viru, any moment now, he has to face any of the players of the sides of Team Blind, but Blind, they are not ready for that. Viru, he can capitalize. Spy is being caught. No, but that grade will be punishing Entity Troy, but believe he will be snatching away that finish. Entity Noob, he has been caught as well. That's going to be AKOP taking him down, but Enigma Rex confirming that. Enigma Rex gets punished. Fair trades happening. Play zone will be the reason. Entity Shadow will be down to the ground. So Avi, right now, he has a huge responsibility on his shoulder, but a 50-50 split in that responsibility as well. But Viru, no man, please don't do that. What I am looking forward to, the way this man has been sneaky and being calm, I couldn't be in my entire life. No.
Oh my god, the confidence.
No.
I don't want to say this, but looks like the players. Oh, he finally looks He finally looks around and takes him down. I was about to say maybe the players on blind are, you know what I was about to say, but yeah, he finally turns around and gets that finish. And now, where is Destro? Oh, I think who was the last guy that's alive on the side of CHEMIN? I think there is one player alive. Never mind. Yep, there you go. He was just finished off. ENIGMA, they have 2. OG on the other hand, they are looking strong. They have 4. Blind, they only have 3. So OG with the man advantage. But can they pull it off is the question, because Blind, they have a really good position. And looks like the utility coming in from them is absolutely phenomenal as well. Look at that grenade coming in from Avi. Deals a bit of damage onto Williams on the other side of the map. But here's the thing. Down to 3 squads and 9 players alive right now.
I'm excited. Will Team Blind get the much weighted chicken dinner? Now, Ash is the lone player. He's not the lone player surviving, my bad, but he is just lurking behind those shadows back there. But he's been caught, and that's gonna be him losing some chunk of his HP. But Enigma Gaming from Enigma Gaming itself is being punished, and that's gonna be Avi. Now, Avi, he has a big job to do here, and if he's not able to do that again, Team Enigma gets eliminated on the 3rd position. Avi's location is being compromised. Williams, right, exactly up, waiting for an opportunity to capitalize and completely eliminate the sides of Team Enigma. Williams will be going on with some smoke grenades, completely blocking the visions for Avi back there. But Enigma Gaming from Enigma Gaming, I'm not saying that again. I'm sorry for that. He's just down to the ground. He's just waiting for his teammate to come and divide it back. Avi gets an opportunity, punish William and eliminate him completely. But Trigger out there will be snatching away one finish, and that's going to be Enigma Gaming eliminated. Thank you for that. I won't be repeating that name once again. Ash has been caught there up. He exactly as blind players. OG Trigger is looking forward to do something. Blind Spy has himself up on fire. Has been losing his chunk of HP. Needs to patch himself up before anything. Ash will be going in for some free fires with the hope of taking at least one player down. but unfortunate couldn't get any connection.
Oh, looks like OG is going to be the one that's going to take full advantage of the situation. Takes one of the players on the side of ENIGMA. That's ENIGMA down and out. It's all down to 2 players on the side of Blind. He's out in the open. Spike goes down. AK. G. Now, Deadpool is the only last surviving player on the side of Blind, and he's out in the open, taking a bit of damage there. And OG, they have 3, because Ash just revived one of his teammates, and there you go. It's going to be the final fight here. Deadpool out in the open. The smoke is close under one of the players on the side of OG. That's Ash. He comes out in the open, and he will manage to take him down with the DP28. OG is going to be the one coming out on top. Blind, I mean, you got to hand it to them. Beautiful performance coming in, but at the end of the day, it's just not good enough.
Again and again, these teams, they are performing on the last day itself. And you know, Edge, they do not have more options today. They just got 2 more matches left, and after that, that's done. So now I just started my day with saying that it's do or die situation. But for the teams on the first side of the overall standing, it is now Team OG. I guess they are on the 6th or the 7th position. When the last we saw the overall standings, they were on the 6th or 7th position. So maybe a jump that they definitely have got themselves for. I'm sure for a fact that they have accumulated more than 25 points for themselves. But let's see if that is going to give them a huge jump or just a single space up.
I mean, it's got to do something, right?
Yep.
It's got to be beneficial. That's for sure. But how beneficial is the question, right? I mean, we're done with 2. We have 2 more left. And every single point, trust me, it counts. Every single point. I mean, it's all about the pride. I mean, coming on top. It's all about the glory. But Darshita, is a lot of money involved as well, if I'm not wrong. So, I mean, all these players, money is a part of everything, right? So, it's not just about the bragging rights. You also get a piece of that prize pool. I mean, 50%, 5 lakh rupees. It's not a small amount, if you ask me.
5 lakh. The total prize pool we have is 10 lakh rupees. The second position even gets 2 lakh 50, and the third gets 1 lakh. It's like you get something till you are the 6th, I mean, top 6, I mean to say, and you get something when you are the MVP. But after 6, you do not get anything. So right now, the players who are not able to reach, for the hashtag 1 position, maybe are looking forward to at least grab themselves something. I mean, we always have heard this, right? Something is better than nothing. So maybe something is everyone is looking forward to.
I mean, obviously, if you can't get the has number 1, you got to be at least 2 to 6 position to reward yourself. It's not just about that. As you said, it's just the reward for committing all this time, putting in all the efforts, the practice, and just the energy that they put in all this time to make it this far, right? I mean, getting to the grand finals is not that easy. I mean, qualifying to the grand finals is one thing, but then coming out on top is another thing. But also, if you put up a great fight, it's another thing. But at the same time, one more thing I'd like to mention, I'm gonna be really sad about the team that's gonna be coming in number 2, because I think I also think that I know that it's gonna be one of those very, very close quarters here. But before we talk any more about the game, let's take a quick look at the highlight. It all started towards this bridge area, where the first fight between, I think that was Marcos, right? He was out in the open, unfortunately, and a star. He had to leave his teammate behind.
There was TSM and HH getting into a fight. Now at this point of time, I made a decision. I would say I said that both of the teams, I doubt, will make it alive out of this situation, and eventually it was Playzone playing as the MVP. TSM Ninja Jord, he was just forced to get out of that vehicle, and he was punished there. AKOP, that's going to be OR. Even the last player 8, he had 3 players all surrounding him, so the only option he had to is to wait, and that's what he did. Enigma Gaming, they played a great job, but the surprise, man, that's like a 1v3 that entity did on tactical. A big surprise that the sides of Team Tactical got. They weren't ready for that, and so was the sides of Team Enigma for this huge shift coming in their momentum, because Rex was caught, he was punished, and see, at the end of the day, when you get caught by multiple teams in a centralized angle, you get punished for that, and that is what eventually happened back there.
True. I mean, all these teams are going in, but I mean, they're trying to take those drop clashes. But one thing that they don't know is that there might be other teams in the vicinity as well. You never really know who you're going to be facing off against. So you got to make sure that you have your util stashed and everything ready to go, because otherwise you never really know what's going to happen. But this play coming in from Viru, well, he did go down at the end, and I think that was because of the player Deadpool trying to make trying to look towards left. I think he spotted a couple of pixels onto Vero, but he did get his team at least 4 extra points, at least, all I'm saying. But here, the final blow coming in from Ash with the DP up close, easy peasy for him. But Blind, you gotta say, I mean, after the performance that they put up until now, this is a really good improvement, if you ask me.
Agree with that. I completely agree with that. OG now, they got 28. I mean, as I said, 25 plus points they accumulate, and that's going to be the confirmation of 28. Blind, as you said, I'm really happy with the way Blindless has performed in this match. But right now, I'm forced to say that it's too late now. It's just 2 remaining maps that, they got to play. But again, they do have a probability chances of making it to the very first side. If they do it with, I mean, I don't know what should I be saying on this performance, but hashtag 2 position a good one. I would say definitely for this specific map. Enigma on the third with 15, Forever with 13, CHEMIN with 8. So again, Enigma and CHEMIN, the 2 teams that are right straight up in the overall standings. There's just like a increase and the decrease in the difference of points getting created. Entity on the 6th with 8 again, Walkouts 5, Tactical and Insane got 4. TSM got 3, Hyderabad HYDRAS, Break Brothers 7C, they got 2. I still remember 7C was the very first team to get eliminated. But again, with the 2 finishes they got for themselves, they managed to make it at least 2. Celsius, not a good day. After playing so brilliantly in the first map, this is not something I just saw coming, and that was Celsius getting just 1 single point. Marcos getting 1, but OR 0 points.
Tough time for these 2 teams. But once again, we did say that it's gonna be unpredictable, right? I mean, Celsius, after putting 1 hell of a fight in that previous game, getting no finishes and only 1 overall point, that is really not what we were expecting to come out from them. But yeah, on the other hand, Enigma, well, this is a close fight between Enigma and CHEMIN, as we were talking about them, right? 15 to 8, 7-point difference between these two. So that lead now having, I mean, that lead on the overall points table, it's going to keep changing. And talking about change, let's take a quick look at the overall rankings to see if any positions changed. Well, looks like CHEMIN Esports still sitting on top with 4 chicken dinners, 211. Well, Enigma right behind them with 83 finishes, the highest in the page number 1 right now. 195. Well, that difference, you see that, Dashta, right? It is slowly, decreasing. And now CHEMIN, they gotta make sure that they keep performing well in the next 2. And at the same time, CHEMIN, the last player, surviving till the almost like top 3, top 4, that was a great thing. Once again, those position placement is all that they work about. And Walkout sitting on 3rd position, 167. Well, they have a really good chance of stealing that number 1 spot as well. You never really know. Maybe 2 great games, while CHEMIN have 2 really bad ones. Walkouts can come out on top.
Thing can happen. OG, look at that. On the direct hashtag 4 position from 6 to 4. OG has climbed up. So again, as you said, as I said, anything can happen. As Sam said, anything can happen. OG even do have a great chance. Team Forever with 155, Entity with 150, Celsius with 130 win. Now, Celsius, after making a huge jump from the second side of the overall standing to the first side, this map has not been a great one for them. They could have climbed up. They could have at least gain 10 plus 12 plus points. It could have been a better position from them. Break Brothers on the 8 with a total of 1 to 9 for them. This is the first side of the overall rankings that we have on our screens, but it is getting tough. It is getting me excited. But again, as I see about excitement, I guess we have Lucifer way more excited to talk about this overall standings here already.
I was sitting back and I was watching the match while you guys were talking about it, and I also had a chance to, I would say, jump in while the production people were also witnessing the match, and I'm telling you, irrespective of us casters how excited we are, they are completely going bonkers over there at the production. They're trying to catch each and every action happening, and whenever you saw, you also let's see, right, Viru right now completely being sneaky where Deadpool was jumping around. They were like, take that shot, Viru, take that. That's your, I would say, one chance opening up, finding a finish. And I mean, irrespective that the production is going on, they're rooting for the player to try and find a way. But I mean, everybody is right now enjoying because this is the final day. But I'm pretty sure, just like we are talking about teams enjoying, these teams in the overall, I would standings, especially in the last page, they'll be not that happy, Darshita.
I agree with that. TSM, Insane, 7C, OR, Tactical, Hyderabad HYDRAS, Marcos, and Blind. Now, see, Blind, I completely agree that the previous match was something. They had an amazing show. They got the chicken dinner for themselves. But what is next? Is what I am asking for.
Mm-hmm.
What is next? 70? Yes, they got it for themselves. But after that, again, you just have two matches to be played, and that's going to be Miramar and Erangel. So they need to decide accordingly. As I said a while ago, I was forced to say that, Sam, that it's too late for now. Now, you were talking about Viru right now. You just, the production saying that, come on, fire, you have three finishes right exactly in front of you. So
Oh,
was I
yes.
here. So was Edge. So was Sam. Everyone out here was like, come on, man, you've just got three finishes right in front of you. I
It's
still
just
remember that
crazy.
was the Entity and Tactical, and I was Tactical got Entity got
So,
1v3 on the sides of
yeah.
Tactical there. That was a surprise we all were waiting for from the sides of Viru. But again, not being calm, being composed, waiting for opportunity is good. But as you said, you got an opportunity, you wasted it, you got punished for that.
Unbelievable of what's happening. It's crazy right now of whatever we are seeing on the final day. Every team understands what is at stake, but on the same side, every team also knows that they also have a chance to get that champions title. So whatever they are trying to do, they understand that the opponent, the other squads, they are also trying and fighting for the same reason, that is the title of AMD Skyesports Pro League. And you understand there's already a pro in the name, right? So it's kind of bragging in between the huge money that you get. Along with that, the Pro League says that you're a pro. So kind of, I mean, I'm trying to play with words right as now, but you get the gist of it. But how is it going to be panning out? What are we going to be seeing on the last map when it concludes? Because it's, as Edge also mentioned, the point difference is getting closer now. CHEMIN need to understand that, irrespective that you saw that the number of points that Enigma has in terms of finisher, that might be more from CHEMIN, but CHEMIN has more placement points going on for themselves. So CHEMIN need to pay attention that the finishes is also something that they are little bit, not a lot, but little bit lacking on. If they're able to compensate both, they will be able to tabletop, and they will be, I would say, confirming their champions title, not worrying about if Enigma can actually make a comeback, push them down, and all these thoughts do not need to come. And especially if these, I would say, thoughts do come across your mind, it puts you in a situation where you worry about it. Then I would say the mindset completely takes its own journey where you are unable to bring it back. I think Team CHEMIN need to understand that they need to go in as they've been playing from day one, and they just need to play the game as a game it is. Give it their all, and at the end of the day, the team which is really really good and better will eventually win the trophy.
And everything you said right now. But what I am scared of right now is the fact that it's the second last map already, and within few moments it will be the last one. But what is at stake once again, ladies and gentlemen? The prize pool of AMD Sky Sports Pro League, powered by Router, 10 lakh rupees. The first place gets 50% of the prize pool itself. That's 5 lakh for them. The second place gets 2 lakh 50. Third gets 1 lakh. Fourth gets 50,000. 50,000. Fifth gets 30,000. Sixth gets 20,000. So eventually you are getting rewarded till sixth. But after that, you are not getting rewarded. And one more special prize that we have right now is for the MVP. The MVP of the entire tournament gets 50,000. So these are the prizes that we have right now, and I
Mm-hmm.
keep on saying, right, something is better than nothing. So the teams that are not able to get the hashtag one, hashtag two positions for themselves right now are just trying to find out a way of at least pushing down the players from third to sixth position and gaining the spot for themselves and gaining something out of this entire tournament.
Yep, everybody is going to be gaining something. But for all the viewers who are still joined us here on YouTube, I hope you've already liked and subscribed this team and also hit the bell icon. I understand this is going to be the last day of AMD Skyesports Pro League powered by Router. You will be seeing a lot more coming in terms of action. This is BGMI. There's League of Legends as well as Dota happening side by side. You will see those streams also here. So that's the reason hit that subscribe as well as the bell icon. But for now, that we are done with two intense matches, there are two more awaiting. The countdown is about to begin. The last two matches. For these two matches, the action that you want to witness, we are switching over to Router. You guys also instantly switch over. For all the people who are already witnessing here at Router, I mean, you're going to be enjoying it. There's no, I would say, transition coming through. So there's nothing for you guys to worry, but for everybody on YouTube, immediately start switching, because this is going to be one of the last times that I can tell you, then you will not be seeing the action here. I'm pretty sure you guys are also waiting for who the champions are going to be. I am waiting here. I cannot hold off my, I would say, excitement, but I think it's time. Let's head over to the match itself. But before that, as usual, as we see, how are the players getting prepared for it? So it's going to be starting off from walkouts. We did get a chance to see the beautiful background. I mean, we are gamers, right? We kind of like to decorate wherever we are at, and certain times we find comfortable, we are comfortable in wherever we are. I think that's very crucial. Players need to be comfortable however they sit, however they play, however, whatever grip that they hold. I mean, there are some, I would say, players who have some insane grips that I can't even, I would say, bend my fingers that way. Eventually I might, I think, break my fingers if I try to go and play in that grip, Darshita.
Right now, I'm just looking forward for that one player who'll be setting his hair again in the camera that we saw previously, right? But jokes apart, the map, the fly path is already on our screens, and look where Insane is, Sam.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm gonna. I don't know how to put this. I understand Insane are going to be on the second page, Darshita, but look at that. Now, you just said about Insane. Look at Hyderabad Hydras looking like a barricade right in front there. But at Chuma Sera, we are already seeing casualties. It's going to be walkouts, and the other team with them, I think it should be Team Forever. So, this is unfortunate. Both of them
My
having
god.
casualties. Walkouts are losing players, and now it's only Abrar and Mr. Spray. It looks like Team Forever have the control. They did lose Viru, but now they're immediately retaliating. Abrar is trying to patch himself up, and it's going to be Mr. Spray who will be getting one knock on Paritosh, but immediately being traded from Daljit. Now it's all up to Abrar. If he does not come up huge, this is the end for walkouts, and they are at the third position, Darshita. And the circle also making life difficult for all these teams who headed their way south. It's taken a complete northern western shift. I'm okay. I right now give up on trying to understand what is happening, and walkouts, they're out.
Oh my god. BGMI right now wants to make life difficult of each and everyone by playing the real bad card here. I mean, I am the one who's always been playing the bad card here, but BGMI this time just played a different game. And now it's difficult for everyone out here. Look at that. 900 meters away from the play zone, and they do not have anything to play around with. Four finishes is how it's just amazing how they started their day on this map. Four finishes, three surviving players. But again, they need to continue it. Viro, he is being eliminated out of that. But again, four finishes out of one player getting eliminated. Not such a good deal. But okay, that's going to be a great one because they have eliminated a team that's on the hashtag 3 position, as you said. 7C on the other side, they have 4 on 4 surviving player. This was the team who got eliminated